the Giants, and this season, the promise offensively was what everybody was hoping for. They were hoping for some explosive plays. We didn't get any of that really tonight. And on a very special and very emotional day, as we honored all of those who we lost in 9/11, the Giants just did not respond. Offensively and defensively, they could not get off the field defensively. And offensively, it felt like they had a really hard time just gaining some rhythm. Obviously, when you're not converting on third downs, you're not building that confidence. You're not getting to understand what the defense is working. So it definitely felt like they were still kind of working some of the rust off. I thought defensively they played well enough to win this football game early on. Of course, they gave up the big run later on in the game, but they created some turnovers, which was good to see. But offensively, we need more.
The big news, of course, as this game was getting started, Saquon Barkley was available, did play in this one, his first game since week 2 of last year. 10 attempts, 26 yards on the ground. What did you make of Saquon's debut this year?
Well, number one, I mean, the positive aspect of this is that Saquon is back. And 26 looked at times like the old Saquon, which was good news for everybody. Everybody was hoping that that would be the case. I think early on, I didn't really love how they used Saquon. I know that it was kind of sparingly, but it just seemed like a lot of shotgun runs. I think Saquon Barkley is a totally different running back. When you put him into home position, 7 yards from the line of scrimmage, and you allow him to press the hole and force the defense to commit, and then he can cut back against the grain, that's when he's most dangerous. I didn't feel like he got a lot of those opportunities tonight, and there were too many times where there were some unblocked defenders, and he had to dodge and cut back, and some of those negative plays occurred because of that. So I think we saw them try to get him involved in some screens and get him out in space, which is where his forte is. I thought for Saquon, no doubt he wanted to kind of get this first game out of the way and kind of get back to just playing football and not thinking about anything else. But I thought they got him involved a little too late in this game.
Yeah, I mean, his longest run was a 5-yard gain. As you mentioned, he was kind of running in traffic and in crowds quite a bit, and he can make magic when he's got some green grass around him. But why was it so hard? I mean, you mentioned some of the unblocked defenders and such, but why was it so hard to get him those open spaces?
Yeah, I think anytime you talk about the run game, it's a cohesive unit between the offensive line, the tight ends, and the running back and the run fits. And the fact that this group, Ben Bredesen started at left guard. The Giants just signed him in a trade from September 1st, so he hasn't even been on the team for 2 weeks. Nate Solder in at right tackle. It's kind of a new position for him. He's played it before, but this unit is still trying to build chemistry, and the only way you can build that chemistry, you can't microwave it. You have to slow cook it, and it's game reps. So Will Hernandez at right guard, playing next to Nate Solder on that right side, that's new for him. It seemed like there were still a lot of growing pains, but again, the turnovers showed up. And every time the Giants started to get things going offensively, it seemed like they found a way to make that mistake that took all the momentum out of them.
You did mention, though, the bright spot, the defense, the Giants' defense. They were on the field quite a bit tonight. They worked hard. They made some plays, though. We saw Logan Ryan had a very key fumble recovery down close to the end zone. Azeez Ojulari, the rookie, made his first career sack. What was some of the things that you were optimistic about with this defense?
No doubt the play by Logan Ryan, I mean, that was special to be able to force that fumble and recover it himself. Great awareness. Great job by him, and Ojulari getting his first career sack. That was great. Kadarius Toney got his first catch as a New York Giant. That was good to see. Galladay as well. Defensively, I thought they applied pressure, and a lot of the blitz packages got home. They got some pressure early on as well with some of the twist games that they were doing. They would mug Blake Martinez up at the line, and that created some confusion up front. So I thought defensively they couldn't get off the field on some third downs. Third and longs haunted them. And then, of course, the fourth down conversions, to not be able to come up with a stop there. I thought they were gassed at the end of this game. And to start the second half with a 16-play drive, not being able to get off the field, that's so crucial for defense, especially Matt, this is the first game of the season. Mm-hmm. This is the first time these guys have taken 65 reps in a game in almost a year. So it takes a while to get your regular season legs underneath you, and I think that showed tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? They got a lot to work through. Those conditioning drills in practice really came in handy as the defense was gassed out there tonight. All right, we've got a lot more coming up on the show. We're going to hear from head coach Joe Judge and much more after this quick break. Stay with us here on Giants Post Game Live, presented by Mercedes-Benz on the MSG Networks. And of course, as you mentioned, 20 years ago, 9/11, Justin Tuck wearing that helmet that 10 years ago he was wearing as he ran out onto the field, brought it back to ring the bell before today's game. What a moment.
Over the years, Mercedes-Benz has patented thousands of safety innovations, crash-tested so many cars we've stopped counting, and built our most punishing test facility yet in our effort to build the world's safest cars. We've created crumple zones and autonomous braking, active lane keeping assist, and blind spot assist. We've introduced airbags, side curtain airbags, and now the first ever rear-mounted front impact airbags. All in the hope that you never need any of it.
The NFL is back, and DraftKings' latest offer is a sure thing. So we got former automatic NFL kicker Martin Gramatica to break it down. Martin?
Bet just $1 on any NFL game, get $200 Automatica, no matter what.
That is Automatica, Martin Gramatica.
It's no stressy, Jesse.
Download the app, sign up with the promo code. Bet $1 to get $200 automatically, and make it rain with an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
One thing we know for sure is things are always changing. So there are still reasons you may need COVID-19 testing. And Quest has options for the whole family, available at no cost to you. Simply schedule a test online for a nearby location and get your test results back as soon as the next day. Millions of people like you have trusted Quest for their COVID-19 testing. So schedule your test today at questcovid19.com. That's questcovid19.com.
Iced tea, stone cold. Calling on everyone to turn to cold washing with Tide.
Hello, my name is Ice-T. Can you spare a few seconds to learn about cold water washing with Tide?
Hi, my name is Steve. Did you know washing in cold can save you $100 a year on your energy bill?
Why wouldn't you turn to cold? It helps the environment.
What? Because Stone Cold said so. Plus, Tide cleans great in cold.
This was a cold call.
Every day, nearly 2 million customers across New Jersey rely on PSE&G to provide natural gas. And every day, PSE&G is committed to doing it safely. That includes making sure you know what to do if you smell gas. A natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. If you suspect a gas leak, leave your home immediately. Get far away, then call 911. Remember, smell, leave, call. Protect the ones you love. Learn more at pseg.com/gas safety.
How we doing?
Fabulous.
I wonder how the firm's doing without its fearless leader. You sure you want to leave that all behind?
Yeah.
Stay restless with the icon that does the same. The RX, crafted by Lexus. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
MSGP.
Let's go. You already know what time it is, Monica.
All right, let's keep it moving. Woo! And this one is timely.
Defend the ollie and the oop in the same single play.
We're switching gears from the hardwood. Let's talk Jets quarterback.
Give me good news. Give me good news.
No.
But yeah, shout out to Bitcoin. Get your money, Saquon. You be all right. Yeah. But,
Okay, y'all aggressive with the Bucks.
We're not wishy-washy. Let's take a stand.
All right, we're going to argue in a commercial break.
Let's keep it real, New York City.
Today's scoring drive of the game is brought to you by Investors Bank. Get the official New York Giants checking account only from Investors Bank. Visit investorsbank.com/Giants for more details. Drive of the game, we take you to the second quarter. 7 plays, 75 yards, capped off with that 37-yard touchdown reception from Sterling Shepard. Tiptoed down the sidelines. He finished with 7 catches for 113 yards and that touchdown that put the Giants on the board. That's your Investors Bank scoring drive of the game. Now we're going to head down to the field where Paul Dottino and Brandon London have another perspective on this game.
Well, Madeline, they say momentum is a real killer when it goes against you. And really, Brandon, to be frank, the last 4 minutes of this first half really stung the Giants. They had a 7-3 lead. Logan Ryan forces and recovers a fumble inside the 5-yard line. The offense doesn't move it. And then what do the Broncos do? They go 7 plays, 57 yards, score a touchdown right before the end of the half, take a 10-7 lead. Then they come out and score a touchdown to start the third quarter. But that last stretch at the end of the second quarter was really devastating.
Yeah, Paul, in all training camp, all throughout O2As, Coach Joe Judge has been talking about finishing practice, finishing drives, and that's not what the Giants defense did tonight, and it was unfortunate. And in this case, they didn't finish that half as well. Again, there was too many moments, almost moments in this game, and not enough finishing moments.
Well, when you look at this defense, yeah, they were hanging in there. They were doing pretty darn well. But ultimately, when you talk about not finishing, it was the pass rush, which consistently surrounded Bridgewater, got him to run out of the pocket, got guys in his face, but they couldn't get home and get the sack. Never more apparent on the 3-for-3 fourth downs that the Broncos wound up converting.
Yeah, and that hurt us. Not only did that hurt us not getting us off the field, but it hurt us in the sense of our defense was on the field a lot today, and that's exactly what happens when you don't get off the field. You have these chain-moving drives where the defense has to stay on, and if you look at the opening drive of the third quarter for the Broncos, that was an 8+ minute drive right there, a time of possession drive. Our offense had one possession in the third quarter. Defense is going to be gassed regardless of whoever you are.
Making plays off schedule. That's one thing that Bridgewater was able to do. We all call him a game manager, but because the Giants could not get home and finish, he did things not only with his accuracy, but with his feet as well. I want to give you a couple of numbers here because he truly hurt the Giants in both areas. He wound up finishing 28 of 36 for 264 yards, ran 3 times for 19. But how about this? They were also 7 of 15 on third down. This is all about not getting home.
7 of 15 on third down, but the biggest crusher, 3 for 3 on fourth down. Those are one of those moments where we expect our Giants defense to get off the field. I imagine they're going to go back to the drawing board, fix some things, and if they can't get pressure just rushing 3 or 4, they're going to start sending the house.
Final thing I thought, the Giants needed to come in, run the ball 35 to 40 times, run for 140 yards, but they never got the running game going. 4 possessions in the first half, plus a kneel down, 7 carries for 8 yards. They finished 20 for 60. That's just not how you control the tempo of a tug-of-war game.
No, not at all. And you definitely don't want your quarterback and Daniel Jones being your leading rusher for the game. They're going to get this thing fixed.
All right. Thanks so much, Brandon. We'll see you again next time. Let's go back upstairs to you guys.
Thanks, fellas. Sean, you know, one thing that I absolutely agree with, too, that Brandon pointed out was the 3 for 3 on fourth downs the Broncos were, including a 4th and 7 they went for, and also a 4th down in Giants territory. So what kind of causes a team to be that aggressive in that kind of a situation?
Yeah, I think for the Denver Broncos, they were trying to not settle for field goals and put pressure on this Giants offense to try to keep up. So that's the mindset for that. And, of course, Pat Shurmur is calling the plays for the Denver Broncos. So for him, I know he wanted to put as many points up as possible. Brandon talked about the offense not giving the defense a break. The defense couldn't get off the field on their own, but the offense had 2 3-and-outs in the first half. So immediately you're putting your defense right back out there. They haven't even finished their cup of Gatorade, and they're calling for the defense and the punt team to come out. So that's not playing good team football, complimenting each other. And I think the drive to start the second half, 10-play drive, 60 yards, and then the fumble happens. And you could absolutely feel what Paul Dottino was talking about, the momentum, and just all of a sudden the Sails lost all of their strength and all of the wind. And I think this team is still learning its identity. They're still trying to get that confidence. So, hey, you know what? A bad play happens. We give up a 4th down conversion. Fine. Next play. On to the next. Offensively, we have a 3-and-out. We've got to respond. We've got to find a way to battle back. And I think this offense, in the second half, they tried to establish the run game. They tried to establish that identity. They can't wait until the second half, and they've got a game coming up in 4 days now, Madeline, so they've got to fix it quick.
Yeah, short week, and, you know, that defense was on the field for 8 minutes to start that third quarter after that drive that they mentioned at the end of the first half. All right, we've got a lot more coming up on the program, a lot more to dissect in this game. We'll hear from head coach Joe Judge after the break here on Giants Post Game Live, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Stay with us. And hey, today's game was brought to you by Quest Diagnostics, a proud partner in health of the New York Giants.
You're gonna do that every time?
Whenever people ask for Smirnoff cocktails, Anthony Anvil Anderson always comes through with the big plays.
No one calls you that.
They do.
Get the official New York Giants checking account only from Investors Bank. Get a 20% discount online at the Giants shop. Cell phone and ID theft protection. Plus, you can earn up to $250.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the Ford Explorer XLT for everyone. With dual second-row smart charging USB ports, available seating for up to 7, and 20-inch polished aluminum wheels. It's value that's built for America. Ford Explorer XLT. Drive one today. Come into your local Ford store for special lease and financing offers on the adventure-ready Ford Explorer. View more at buyfordnow.com.
The NFL is back, and DraftKings' latest offer is a sure thing. So we got former automatic NFL kicker Martin Gramatica to break it down. Martin?
Bet just $1 on any NFL game, get 200 Automatica, no matter what.
That is Automatica, Martin Gramatica.
It's no stressy, Jesse.
Download the app, sign up with the promo code. Bet $1 to get 200 automatically, and make it rain with an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
One thing we know for sure is things are always changing. So there are still reasons you may need COVID-19 testing. And Quest has options for the whole family, available at no cost to you. Simply schedule a test online for a nearby location and get your test results back as soon as the next day. Millions of people like you have trusted Quest for their COVID-19 testing. So schedule your test today at questcovid19.com. That's questcovid19.com.
When you're hungry, you're not going to let 5,000 feet of mountain get in your way. And if it tries, that's what our lineup of exceptionally capable all-wheel drive SUVs is for. After all, we take this pretty seriously. The SUVs and the dinner.
My mom. Repeat after me. No bodyguarding.
No bodyguarding.
Good.
Let's do what we do and blow some things up.
How many times have you nearly got me killed?
Not enough.
We're trying to have a baby. May God have mercy on our souls.
All the best in entertainment. Yeah, you've got it. All the live channels. Can't stop greatness. All the 80,000 plus movies and shows.
Crank it all the way up.
All the drama. Why are you messing with me? All the love.
Sometimes you look up and life is different.
All the laughter. On all your screens. Even this one.
This is exciting.
No wonder you're all in.
Let's do this.
And no wonder we're #1.
Revolution will be televised.
DirecTV.
And there it is. Look at that. The flag being spread out over the field today. It's part of 20 years ago, 9/11. There were quite a few ceremonies today at the game. This is Tuesday's Children, an organization formed in the aftermath of 9/11 to provide healing for families that were forever changed by the terrorism of 9/11. Holding up this flag, Sean, what a powerful moment. So many powerful moments as the Giants organization honored those who have served and the first responders, and all of the time that has passed, 20 years since 9/11.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that it's been 20 years because it still feels so fresh and so raw. And for so many people, so many families who lost loved ones, I know for them it still feels very tough to get over that and mentally have to go through it again and revisit some of that. But a great job here by the Giants over what they did. It's a special weekend, obviously very emotional yesterday as we honored 9/11 and then 20 years. But to do everything that they did, now with the new NFL protocols, to have people down on the field, I think that everybody from, in the Giants organization did a phenomenal job of getting all those people down on the field, having it organized, and having that special moment. No doubt about it, you could feel the emotion here in the stadium on both sides. And keep in mind, it was 20 years ago that the Giants flew back from a Monday Night Football game against the Denver Broncos in Denver. And they flew back and they landed Tuesday morning at Newark Airport and happened to be just a couple of gates away from a plane that was involved in that horrendous day. So certainly an emotional day, and I know that there was a lot of people that were very proud to have that moment to reflect on their loved ones.
Absolutely, a full circle moment indeed. All right, we're going to send it down now to the head coach, Joe Judge, who's talking about this game at the podium.
All right, look, first off, I got to give credit to the Broncos. They're a good team. They came in tonight. They outplayed us. We didn't earn the right to walk out with a victory tonight. We've got to play better. We have to coach better and put our players in positions to make more plays. I'd like to go ahead and thank the fans for coming out. Obviously, this was an atmosphere that we've been waiting for some time. They were great today. We have to earn their cheers. They were very supportive. They were great. It was great energy in the stadium. We got to do something more as a team to make them want to go ahead and stay into the game longer than they can and give us, their support. But that's something we have to earn. So very grateful for the fans coming out. Something we've been waiting for a long time. It was great energy, great atmosphere. We got to play better for them to be able to buy tickets. In terms of our performance tonight, look, to be honest with you, there are a lot of positive things I did see that we have to build on, and there's obviously a lot of things we have to correct moving forward. I think the big noticeable things were obviously we got to go ahead and sustain drives. We can't have turnovers, whether it's on down or, actual turnovers, turning the ball over, or when we're approaching or getting into the red area. Defensively, we got to get off the field more consistently. We can't let them extend drives on fourth down conversions. Obviously, they did a great job tonight. They were 3 of 3 on fourth down. That's something we have to be situationally better in right there as a team. Thought we had some opportunities in the kicking game. We didn't really put them in position that we had the opportunity to make the plays. Thought there were some things that showed up, in the return game with the way CJ ran the ball, some blocking we had to give some field position to get going, some momentum. But we got to play better, complementary football to take advantage of the opportunities we have in all 3 phases. So that being said, I'll open up to any questions you have.
Back to the third and fourth down conversion.
Yep.
I know you have to go back and watch the film, but what did you see instinctively, instantaneously that showed it where they were having more success?
Well, I think they were converting in terms of completing the passes, getting inside right there. There were some things we did schematically to adjust to help us down a stretch a little bit. I think they just did a good job in terms of, executing in the situation. They found some matchups. They put themselves in position that it was, either one-on-one or exploiting the scheme, and they went ahead and they converted. So I'm going to watch the tape, as you said, to make sure I can see clearly exactly what happened. I saw enough on the field to, understand the big picture, what we have to do better right there. But in terms of the third down, we got to be better on both sides of the ball.
How frustrating is it to see Daniel Jones turning the ball over in the way that he did? I know that's something that has been driving home with him.
We got to do a better job as a team, eliminating penalties and turnovers. Okay, that's a team focus right there. So this isn't about any one player. It's about a team improving. And look, good teams improve week to week. As I talk to the team, that's what our focus is to be. We have to be a better team in week 2 and a better team in week 3. It's a long season. We literally have an entire season ahead of us, okay? Any other year it was 16 games. We have 16 games ahead of us that we have to improve week by week and keep climbing to make sure we're the best team we can be, all right? So obviously the first week's an important game. Every game's an important game. We got to make sure that we take the lessons we learned from this game and move forward and make sure that we keep putting a better product out there.
What do you make of that play, though? That was a big play in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of big plays in it. Obviously, it was a play that stopped the drive right there, Jordan. We got to do a better job as a team of having other plays that extend drives and staying on the field. We don't want to get down there that close and not come away with points. So obviously, finishing drives is a big focus for us as teams.
So what happened on the challenge?
Look, that's completely on me in ownership. I know you can't challenge a scoring play. That was a little bit more of an emotional. I was looking for feedback from the officials. It looked to me on the Jumbotron and some feedback I got from up top watching the replay that he may have stepped in the white. I was screaming for the officials. They're supposed to get some feedback from, what they're hearing in New York in terms of feedback on it. I had to do something to draw their attention. I couldn't get them to turn around, so I threw the flag. I knew it couldn't have been a challenge play. I fully take awareness of that and ownership of that. I told the team that was something that, obviously I can't do again, a waste of timeout. But that was something in the moment, guys, to be honest with you. I had to get somebody's attention at some point and see if we can make sure that they're looking at the same things we were looking at. I can't tell you whether it was good or not. Obviously, they ruled it was good. I'll go and trust what their opinion was on that, and they have good views of it as well. That was more something right there. I was just trying to get their attention, and I was looking for feedback, which we're supposed to get from the officials on the field. But that crew did a good job tonight. Okay, I'm not blaming that crew for anything right there. They did a good job. Those guys, for the most part, were great communicating. That was a point in the game. I wanted to make sure I got some feedback so we knew what we were doing right there going forward.
Clearly.
What's that?
Clearly.
I did, Paul. I did. 100%, Paul. I know the rules. Yeah, listen, I fully, trust me, I put a lot of work in that. So, again, like I told the team, we had some bad penalties out there, and that was a bad mistake by the head coach right there.
Coach, when you talk about the penalties, you didn't have a lot of them, but the ones you had just hurt you a lot out there. The roughing the passer, the sportsmanlike. What's the message to your guys about those type of penalties?
Yeah, penalties come from 2 things. One, we got to have better focus pre-snap, make sure we're in a good position, keying the ball. And then we have to have better discipline in our techniques post-snap. Okay, everything comes down to the techniques you're playing and making sure you make the right decisions, all right, at that moment of truth. We can't have those penalties. Point blank, we can't have them. Turnovers and penalties kill teams. Obviously, that's something we had tonight as a team. We have to do a better job coaching that and correcting that, and make sure we don't put ourselves in position to eliminate opportunities for success.
Joe, you had 2 sacks, but it just seemed like for much of the game, Teddy Bridgewater had plenty of time back there. What's the level of concern about your pass rush going into next week?
I think Teddy did a good job tonight facilitating, getting the ball out on time, We've put some pressure on him at times. This guy made some good plays on loose plays, some of the scramble things thrown back across his body. He's a good quarterback. He's in this league with a job for a reason. We had to do a better job defensively playing our assignments and just making sure that we're not having any bust back there communication-wise.
What did you see from Saquon? What did you see from Saquon?
Yeah, I saw him go out there tonight, obviously compete. So I had a lot of energy in the game. Thought he was moving well. There's some opportunities that we thought we could create for him. They did a good job matching up and eliminating some things we have to execute better as an entire team. But in terms of the step forward for him for the first time on the field since last year, I was pleased with what I saw.
Do you think the inability to sustain drives on offense led to some of the problems on defense? At times it looked like they were gassed.
The defense doesn't determine when they go on the field or what the circumstance is. Defenses go out there and they execute. So we're not looking in terms of anything offensively of how the defense performed. I understand the question fully, but we're not going to start writing excuses for any phase of the ball with execution. Defense goes out there and they operate in whatever situation they're presented with. They don't decide when or where, they decide how.
How disappointing was it to see the fans, walking out of the stadium, 6.5 minutes to go, kind of a missed opportunity to really give them some hope?
Say one more time, this is the first part.
A missed opportunity to give the fan base some hope after a rough season. Was it really disappointing to see people leaving with 6 minutes to go?
Look, we got to earn the fans' respect. Point blank. These people come out here, they spend their hard-earned money, they sit in the seats, they cheer for us. All right, they give us energy within the seats. We have to give them something to cheer about. It's not their job to show up and cheer just to cheer. Okay, that's not their job. Their job is to be entertained. They buy a ticket. That means they buy the right to cheer, boo, stay, leave, whatever they want to do. We got to give them something to stay for. We have to give them something to cheer for. That's on us as a team. We got to do a better job for that. I appreciate the fans, what they did. I look forward to seeing them in a few weeks. And look, our focus is to make sure next time they come, they see a better product and they stay full 60 minutes to watch it.
Joe, on your first drive, you hit that big pass to Darius Slayton. The next call is to Darius into the backfield, going to Von Miller, 6-yard loss. I know it's early in the game, anything could happen after that, but is that the right situation for that kind of call, for your field position, with trying to get on the board first? What do you think of that call?
Yeah, I don't know if the question is more geared, Pat, towards Kadarius specifically. I'd say just in terms of our execution on that right there. No, look, we knew what the play call was going into the game. We talked through the opening script and things want to run early. Things aren't necessarily ran, in a direct order A, B, C, but we know the plays want to factor in early to kind of go ahead and get certain guys involved. He was obviously a guy that we want to get the ball in early, get him kind of moving, get him going through the flow. He hasn't played a lot in preseason in terms of preseason games. We've got him back with us practice-wise. He's had a couple good weeks of practice and preparation with us. Obviously, he was a guy that we had to see where he was physically going through the week. We thought he moved well enough and was healthy enough to get him on the field. Obviously, that's why he was out there tonight. Wanted to get the ball in his hands, give him a chance. In terms of the play call, look, if we didn't like it, it wouldn't have been the game plan. There's some things we have to do better as far as execution. If you execute correctly, every play has a chance. So we got to make sure we clean that up and do a better job coaching it on the front end to make sure that the players can go out there and execute it, and they got to do a good job executing when it's called.
That drive that ended in the turnover and downs in the fourth quarter, it didn't seem like you guys were really pushing the tempo there. Would you like to see a little more urgency and you're huddling up in that situation?
No, I thought we were okay at that point right there. We had some timeouts. We had the 2-minute. We had opportunities we were going to do. There was going to be some urgency after that in terms of making sure we got off the field defensively or to do something in the kicking game to go ahead and create an extra drive. That obviously would have been something we would have had to look at based on how the flow of the game changed right there. In terms of right there, we're looking to go ahead and just have good plays called, making sure we're in the right position. Look, there's times we can go up tempo. We can go up tempo early in the game, middle of the game, doesn't really matter. That was a point right there. We had a good flow going down there. We're making some plays. We're clicking it together right there. We didn't feel the need that we actually had to, out of necessity, just go into like a jet mode and just fly on through right there. We want to make sure we were sound up front, protection-wise, give ourselves a chance to get open and complete some passes.
Coach, your pass protection was...
I know early on, it's probably one of the scripted plays you had, and you wanted to run where you wanted to run. Because of his lack of practice time or involvement, is that why he was not involved in the second half at all?
Now, there was more of a focus with him. It's kind of, look, again, because of the limited volume he'd have on the front end, we weren't going to put a cap or a pitch count on him in any phase, but we did want to keep in mind that this was his first game back. We had a number of guys tonight that wanted to make sure that as we watched them through the game, there wasn't necessarily a cap or a pitch count, but wanted to just make sure as we watched their bodies throughout the game, we're keeping in mind that, this is the most action these guys have seen for some point in time. Look, we're obviously looking to get KT involved as we go forward as a key part of the offense. This guy's done a good job in preparation. He'll have more opportunities to make plays for us down the line. I have nothing, pleased with the way he's worked this week, put himself in position to help us. And, as the plays unfold, we'll keep, looking for him at times.
Coach, your pass blocking held up pretty well today. What was your initial read on your run blocking?
Well, obviously, we have to do a better job on that. And I'm not going to point the finger at any position or player specifically. Obviously, we're going to look at the tape and make sure we're doing all the right things from a schematic standpoint, coaching-wise, and put the players in the right position. And then we'll coach the players and make sure that we clean that up. I'd say from the pass protection standpoint, I thought those guys did hold it for the most part today. Put a large emphasis, obviously, on a very talented defensive front, very talented defense, very well-coached defense. We knew it was going to be a great challenge. I thought those guys did a good job stepping up tonight, giving us time. I thought Daniel did a good job getting the ball out on time, facilitating the receivers, putting some balls out there. I thought some receivers made some really tough catches tonight. And, Shep and some other guys made some good, catch and runs, down the stretch for us right there to produce some plays. Look, there's a lot of positive things. I told the team, there's a lot of things we can build on, guys, okay? We can't ride this emotional roller coaster of highs and lows, okay, week by week. We've got to look at what the truth is. What did we do well enough that we have to build on? What did we do that we have to correct and clean up? And what's going to make the difference in us being a better team? It doesn't matter if you win by 30 or lose by 30 in terms of how you have to improve, okay? You've got to have a level of improvement every week. Our focus has to be we wake up tomorrow morning and we improve. We wake up tomorrow, it's already Thursday of the game week for us because we have a short week. So our guys have to understand, this is not a normal game week in terms of having that longer transition. So we got to wake up, maybe be mentally engaged, physically get our bodies right, and then we got a tight turnaround to get down there and play a tough opponent at their home stadium.
Shane Lemieux, all right? He didn't play a ton of snaps today. Is he okay? How's he doing?
Well, we've always rotated our line a good bit. I mean, Ben got in there and got some work today. Thought Shane, when he was in there, played well. We just rotate our guys as we had kind of, decided before the game. We're going to make sure we move all of our guys around. Again, I've talked a number of times in terms of this time of year. You got a lot of new guys in your roster. Making sure you move guys on through. This is an important time of the year of really making sure you kind of find who you are through September, right? And that's kind of part of playing all of our guys. And on top of that, you guys have seen the history of, with me through last year. Look, if you're at the game, I expect you to play. Okay, maybe one guy, backup quarterback, isn't the only guy that kind of gets in there. But in terms of everybody else, if you're being brought into a game, like I intend on everybody at the game playing. Now, everyone's going to have some kind of role. Where that role is significant. So we got to make sure we give them opportunities to be successful within it. But in terms of just counting reps, I wouldn't read too much into that. I thought Shane went out there and fought tonight, did a good job. Obviously, he's missed a lot of time through practices. He's done a good job when he's come back to practice. He's been involved in some competitive practices along the way. So pleased with how he's worked, pleased with how he's played. We got to keep on moving with him, but then also bring along a lot of other guys in the offensive line with him.
That sound from head coach Joe Judge was brought to you by Ford. Sean, one of the things that stood out, he wants to earn the cheers of these Giants fans and really kind of emphasizing how offensively those red zone struggles are still an Achilles heel for this team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a question that everybody was hoping was going to be answered with the additions of Kenny Golladay and Kyle Rudolph, that red zone explosion and ability to finish those drives. That's what they were looking for tonight. And I think I appreciate as a former player what Coach Joe Judge just did and how he talked about we need to do a better job as coaches putting these players in position. That being said, these players need to execute, and it's time. There is no reason to have these self-inflicted wounds, the pre-snap penalties, to have the mental gaffes and physically to be beaten on plays when they should be routine. That can't happen. I think offensively, this team just needs to create the identity. Who are we going to be? What are we going to be? Are we going to run the football? Are we going to be physical? Then let's get to that. You can't rush the ball for 8 yards in a first half and claim you have an offensive identity. Daniel Jones cannot be the leading rusher for this offense if you want to have a physical mentality and a physical identity offensively.
Absolutely. All right, we got a lot more coming up on the program. We're going to hear from Daniel Jones, that and much more as Giants post-game live continues after this short break. We are presented by Mercedes-Benz, the official luxury automobile of the New York Football Giants.
It's a wish list on wheels. A choice that requires no explanation. It's where safe and daring seamlessly intersect. It's understated, yet over-delivers. It is truly the Mercedes-Benz of sports sedans. The 2021 C-Class, starting at just $41,600.
Get the official New York Giants checking account only from Investors Bank. Get a 20% discount online at the Giants shop. Cell phone and ID theft protection. Plus, you can earn up to $250.
Every day, nearly 2 million customers across New Jersey rely on PSE&G to provide natural gas. And every day, PSE&G is committed to doing it safely. That includes making sure you know what to do if you smell gas. A natural gas leak smells like rotten eggs. If you suspect a gas leak, leave your home immediately. Get far away, then call 911. Remember, smell, leave, call. Protect the ones you love. Learn more at pseg.com/gas safety.
This is a Knicks city, and becoming a Knicks season ticket member is the start of your New York legacy. When everybody knows you, and you know everybody. And you get to see why it's called the Mecca. The most famous arena in the world becomes your second home. And 20,000 faithful, your soundtrack. Because this isn't just a seat, it's a key to the city for you and whoever you choose.
Oh, dog food.
Get more to your door with DoorDash.
Welcome back to Giants Post Game Live, presented by Mercedes-Benz, the official luxury automobile of the New York Football Giants. We're here on MSG Networks. We're coming at you live from Section 144 at MetLife Stadium. And, earlier today, Sterling Shepard debuted his new number, jersey number 3, 7 catches, 113 yards, and a touchdown. And Shep is speaking to the media now.
Yeah, I thought we moved the ball great. Towards the end, we kind of got off to a shaky start. We got to be able to convert on third downs. That's something that's bit us in the past, and we got to figure out what we got to do to be able to stay on the field. That's huge for our defense. It's huge for our team.
We know this offense, you didn't score a lot of points last year. You had 7 points until the final drive there. How do you not look at this as an extension of kind of what was going on last year in regards to scoring points?
It's a new team, man. We got to figure out a way to be able to put the ball in the end zone, and that's the end of the story. Like you said, that's something that's been a problem in the past, but we got to move on from it. We got a short week this week. We got to be able to put that in the past and learn from it. And we got to figure it out. We got a big divisional opponent coming up on Thursday.
Saquon looking like he was, I don't want to say limited, but you could tell he was coming back from an injury, and Kenny coming back for an injury. With all your chemistry that you have with Daniel, do you feel added pressure personally to kind of carry the offense?
No, I thought those guys did great. Kenny came up with some big catches, and Saquon on his first game back, I thought he did well. So those guys will gradually come along even more, and I don't feel any extra pressure. I'm gonna go out there and do what I have to do every time, and I know my guys are gonna follow as well.
That sound from Sterling Shepard is brought to you by Ford. Sean, Shep out there at number 3 just kind of looks a little different. He's been playing. He made some nice plays today.
Yeah, it's been weird trying to find him out there with the number 3. It looked a little bit odd at first, but I tell you, he wears it well. And I'm glad that this segment is sponsored by Ford, because Sterling Shepard is built Ford tough. When you look at the identity and the energy he brings to that offense, I was talking before about this offense needs to establish their identity. Sterling Shepard is just that. Get him the football. You cannot throw the ball enough to him enough. He fights for every single yard. That is contagious, and he has become a leader on this offense, and I think everybody looks to him. He's a physical player. Yes, when he gets the football, he plays hard, but even when he doesn't have the football, he's always one of those guys that's running in there trying to get a second block, trying to spring Saquon for a big run. And I think that that's something that the other offensive players can build off of, can feed off of. But the biggest point that he talked about was we have to finish. We have to finish the drives. We are paid to score touchdowns. It's not just about fantasy football for him. He's not trying to sell his jersey. That's how you win football games.
Yeah, he's the longest tenured New York Football Giant on this roster. He's been here since 2016. And as you mentioned, he's a leader. Another guy who's a leader on the defensive side of the ball, Blake Martinez, named a team captain this year. He spoke to the media, presented by Ford. Take a look at this.
Overall, as a defense, they were at 10 of 18 against you guys on 3rd and 4th downs. How backbreaking is not be able to get off the field?
No, extremely backbreaking. I think we had a lot of chances. It came down to us just executing the play call. We didn't do that, and obviously they made us pay for it.
At one point, I think they ran 31 of 34 steps, bridging the halftime. Obviously, it's kind of the same question, but just the inability to get them off the field on third downs, fourth downs. What were they doing that was able to do that?
Well, I mean, I'm going to have to look at the tape to see what actually happened, but I think overall it's going to come down to just execution on our part. Obviously, they made plays to keep it extended, but we just have to be better on those downs, get off the field.
I mean, not that the offense gave you guys much help. You guys, time of possession was obviously very much in their favor, but as a defense, you guys expect to be much better than that. No excuses, right?
No, 100%. I mean, it's 3 phases. We got to do our part. When we go out there, we got to make the plays we need to make and get off the field.
That sound from linebacker Blake Martinez was brought to you by Ford. All right, we've got a lot more coming up on the program. We'll hear from quarterback Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, that and much more as Giants post-game live presented by Mercedes-Benz continues after this short break. And hey, today's game was presented by Quest Diagnostics, a proud partner in the health of the New York Giants.
Iced tea, stone cold. Calling on everyone to turn to cold washing with Tide.
Hello, my name is Ice-T. Can you spare a few seconds to learn about cold water washing with
Hi,
Tide?
my name is Steve. Did you know washing in cold can save you $100 a year on your energy bill?
Why wouldn't you turn to cold? It helps the environment.
What? Because Stone Cold said so. Plus, Tide cleans great in cold.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the Ford F-150 STX for everyone. With an 8-inch touchscreen, Sync 4, available 20-inch wheels, and an available EcoBoost engine with 325 horsepower, it's value that's built Ford tough. And it's built for America. Ford F-150 STX. Drive one today. Right now, get the 2021 Ford F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. View more offers at buyfordnow.com.
You gonna do that every time?
Whenever people ask for Smirnoff cocktails, Anthony Anvil Anderson always comes through with the big plays.
No one calls you that.
They do.
Get the official New York Giants checking account only from Investors Bank. Get a 20% discount online at the Giants shop. Cell phone and ID theft protection. Plus, you can earn up to $250.
This game has gone to show-stopping in short order.
Joe Rogan, live.
We are weird, because what we are really is we're some weird superorganism that like needs each other in some sort of strange way, but we're all in denial. I'm kind of alone.
The Sacred Clown Tour, Saturday, October 2nd, Madison Square Garden.
How good is this weed I'm getting in California?
Experience Joe Rogan.
How strong are the gummy bears, he goes.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Produced by Metropolitan Entertainment.
Certainly try to protect the ball better, try to get 2 hands on it, but, didn't secure it tight enough in that situation.
Dave, was that a situation where if you had to do it again, maybe you slide it instead of putting your head down and lowering your shoulder a little bit?
Yeah, I'll have to look at it and look at the play, but certainly something I've got to improve on and I'll learn from and continue moving forward.
How frustrating was that in regards to the context of the game? And with such a, you needed to score there with such a big spot, and then you were moving, and all of a sudden, the turnover happens.
Yeah, it was. Turnovers are always going to hurt you at any point in the game, and they're big plays. So we got to do a good job taking care of the ball. I got to do a good job, but we'll keep moving forward and keep improving.
You guys, scoring was an issue for you guys last year. You guys knew that coming in. Didn't really get the ball moving into the end zone today. I mean, why do you think you can get to that point where this offense is scoring 20, 30 points?
I think it's about executing. It's about correcting certain things and making plays. It's plays we can make. They're plays. We got people on the team that can make them. We got, we got everything we need. It's just about doing it. We've done it in practice, and we've done it at spots. We've just got to be more consistent with it. So it's about studying it, learning from it, and moving forward. But I know we can do it, and we've got to show that.
Learn from the turnover in that spot. You want to look at it and learn from it, but what can you take away from that to get better for next time?
Just protecting the ball better and keeping it tighter.
On the next run that you had in the next series, you actually slid. Was that a conscious adjustment from the first time, just saying, now I should actually slide?
It was a different situation, different scenario, and yeah, so I'll look at it on film and study it and continue to work on it.
That sound from quarterback Daniel Jones was brought to you by Ford. Sean, obviously, Daniel Jones getting a lot of questions about ball security. It's a point of emphasis for him this season in his third season. What do you make of what we saw from Daniel Jones in his 2021 debut today?
Yeah, well, listen, it's been kind of what we've seen from Daniel Jones throughout his career. Some good throws mixed in with some bad plays and some turnovers. And it's one thing to have a bad throw or to have a bad series, but the turnovers, especially on a drive, it's just such a momentum killer. And I know it's something that he's aware of, and I know it's something he's working on to correct. A fumble when you're out scrambling as a quarterback is totally different. Keep in mind, this is the first time Daniel Jones has been tackled this season. He's not live in practice. So he turns into a running back. He needs to work on that ball security. And listen, it's one of those things where as a player, you have to put the fire out. And the fire has been burning for a little while with Daniel Jones. But I think he leaves you with, wow, there were some good throws. And the great throw to Sterling Shepard. He had a nice throw to Darius Slayton. I think the red zone throws are some throws that he would like to have back. The one to Kenny Golladay, where that's exactly why you brought in Kenny Golladay. That throw, if he has to make it over again, he probably puts a little more air on it, make it a little more of a catchable ball. Tried to hit Rudolph in the end zone as well. Those are throws that are going to get better over time. Those are two new players. Keep in mind, Kenny Golladay has missed a lot of time with the hamstring injury, trying to get back on the field. So this is an offense that is still growing. They're going to get better. You have no doubt about that. But I think for Daniel Jones, it's just eliminate the bad plays, and you won't have to make a spectacular play to make up for that.
Absolutely. And I mean, if you look at total yardage, right, the Giants had 314 yards of total offense. Broncos had 420. Not that big of a difference considering how big the scoring difference was, which is just a testament to the fact that this team needs to learn to close it out, as you were talking about, in the red zone and do that. All right, we've got a lot more to come on the program. Stay with us here. You're watching Giants Post-Game Live, presented by Mercedes-Benz, the official luxury automobile of the New York Football Giants.
Over the years, Mercedes-Benz has patented thousands of safety innovations, crash-tested so many cars we've stopped counting, and built our most punishing test facility yet in our effort to build the world's safest cars. We've created crumple zones and autonomous braking, active lane keeping assist and blind spot assist. We've introduced airbags, side curtain airbags, and now the first ever rear-mounted front impact airbags. All in the hope that you never need any of it.
The NFL is back, and DraftKings' latest offer is a sure thing. So we got former automatic NFL kicker Martin Gramatica to break it down. Martin?
Bet just $1 on any NFL game, get $200 Automatica, no matter what.
That is Automatica, Martin Gramatica.
It's no stressy, Jesse.
Download the app, sign up with the promo code. Bet $1 to get $200 automatically, and make it rain with an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
One thing we know for sure is things are always changing. So there are still reasons you may need COVID-19 testing. And Quest has options for the whole family, available at no cost to you. Simply schedule a test online for a nearby location and get your test results back as soon as the next day. Millions of people like you have trusted Quest for their COVID-19 testing. So schedule your test today at questcovid19.com. That's questcovid19.com.
When I found out I had HIV, it was difficult for me to accept. I decided HIV doesn't define me. My name's Dimitri, and I'm on Biktarvy.
Biktarvy is a complete one-pill, once-a-day treatment used for HIV in certain adults. It's not a cure, but with one small pill, Biktarvy fights HIV to help you get to and stay undetectable. That's when the amount of virus is so low, it cannot be measured by a lab test. Serious side effects can occur, including kidney problems and kidney failure. Rare life-threatening side effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver problems. Do not take Biktarvy if you take Dofetilide or Rifampin. Tell your doctor about all the medicines and supplements you take if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, or if you have kidney or liver problems, including hepatitis. If you have hepatitis B, do not stop taking Biktarvy without talking to your doctor. Common side effects were diarrhea, nausea, and headache. If you're living with HIV, keep loving who you are and ask your doctor if Biktarvy is right for you.
The third and fourth downs, Logan?
Yeah, story of the game. We'll be all right. We didn't play well on third and fourth down. And unfortunately, that extends drives. You play more defense, bad things happen. We didn't make their defense play enough defense tonight. So just off of time of possession alone, didn't win the game. Credit to them. They made some good catches, made some good plays. Teddy Bridgewater, I said it since the Rutgers days, man. That man's, it was deja vu. He extends some plays, does some magical stuff at times, but we expect to be better, and we will be. We got to keep playing together. It's week one of the season, right? It doesn't, you want to win it. We wanted to win it really bad for the fans. Obviously, the score got out of hand at the end, but really it's a couple third and fourth down stops that can determines points. You know, we want to stop them going into halftime. We didn't, and then coming out of halftime. So that's really a big momentum swing in football that we want to get better at, and we will be better. I'm confident. If it comes down to the defense, it comes down to players on the defense, we'll get it fixed.
That sound from Logan Ryan was brought to you by Ford. Logan, of course, stepping into that leadership role, giving some respect to his fellow Rutgers alum, Teddy Bridgewater there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, he's a Scarlet Knight, so you know he's a smart player, and you love the leadership that he brings to that defense, and he's very aware, and you could hear in his voice, he believes it with all his heart that this defense is going to be better, they're going to play better. He understands, look, you don't get off the field on third or fourth down, it makes things tough. I think that they're in good hands with Logan, and I think he's done such a great job of really rallying that secondary round. When he came to the Giants in training camp last year, you could see a remarkably different secondary, totally different with their coverages, their disguises, and he was all over the field tonight. You know, he had the forced fumble. He had a quarterback hit, so they loved blitzing him. He almost got home on another blitz that would have been a big sack. So there was a couple times tonight that they were one step away from making a big play. I think they'll get that fixed.
Yeah, I mean, the way he plays, the way he leads, no surprise he's got that captaincy on his chest. The first time in his 9-year career he's earned that honor from his teammates. All right, we got a lot more coming up on the show. We'll hear from Saquon Barkley after this quick break. Stay with us here on Giants Postgame Live, presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The NFL is back, and DraftKings' latest offer is a sure thing. So we got former automatic NFL kicker Martin Gramatica to break it down. Martin?
Bet just $1 on any NFL game, get $200 Automatica, no matter what.
That is Automatica, Martin Gramatica.
It's no stressy, Jesse.
Download the app, sign up with the promo code. Bet $1 to get $200 automatically, and make it rain with an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
When you're hungry, you're not going to let 5,000 feet of mountain get in your way. And if it tries, that's what our lineup of exceptionally capable all-wheel drive SUVs is for. After all, we take this pretty seriously. The SUVs and the dinner.
Get the official New York Giants checking account only from Investors Bank. Get a 20% discount online at the Giants shop. Cell phone and ID theft protection. Plus, you can earn up to $250.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The Lexus NX. With pedestrian detection, lane departure alert, and Amazon Alexa compatibility, standard. Experience the crossover in its most visionary form. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Welcome back to Giants postgame. What a game, what a win.
Spirited performance by the defense.
Today was a culture-changing win for this Giants organization.
What did you see from him tonight?
Made some big-time throws and really thought he had a great command of the offense.
They ran the ball well today. Were able to control that clock.
Behind the line of scrimmage, he was sideline to sideline.
Was able to play fast.
Here's head coach Joe Judge.
Our guys are going to fight straight on through.
Now we're going to hear from the guy who threw that touchdown.
I'm looking forward to next week and the next challenge.
We've got a lot more coming up on the program.
Feel pretty good. Got to knock some rust off. Feel like I was able to do that at some plays. Got to go back, watch film, see what I could have done better.
You feel as though you got all the rust off of you? You had that drop in the second half out there?
Yeah, that's just concentration. Took my eyes off of it, tried to make a play. Got to lock in, make the catch, and then do what I do.
There was that screen pass, kind of stumbled a little bit out of there. Do you look at that as a reminder that there's still a ways to go? And then how do you kind of look at that? Or do you think that was just something that happened right there?
I don't know. I got to go back and watch the film. I know there was that player talking about with the screen. Made the first guy miss, but got to find a way to stay on my feet. I don't think that's any indicator of my knee or anything like that. I guess that could be part of rust or, probably overthinking it. So I don't want to do either. I don't want to overthink it. And if it's part of rust, let it be. Just go back, get ready to get going for Thursday Night Football.
Did you take any hits, or was there a play that made you feel good about how your knee felt, like a first?
Took some shots to my knee, took some shots to my legs, got tackled. It's football. I wouldn't necessarily say when you get tackled it feels good, but nothing alarmed me, I guess you can say. So I guess that's a positive sign.
Obviously, it's a short turnaround. What do you expect for Thursday night, personally?
Once again, go back, talk to Coach Judge, talk to the training staff, see how my knee responds, and take it day by day.
How do you feel physically coming out of the game?
Feel pretty good. It's not my normal workload, usually I probably have a lot more play, so. But that's what I'm saying. Obviously, we didn't get the win. We got to go back, watch film, address it, get better for next week. But at the end of the day, it's a blessing that I was able to, there's a milestone for me, I guess, so you could say. Put a lot of hard work to be able to get back on the field. And I was able to accomplish that, and just didn't go the way we would like. And great thing, there's 16 more of those things to come.
That sound from running back Saquon Barkley was brought to you by Ford. Sean, 16 more games, as he said. He took some hits out there, but he felt like, all right, this is a start.
Yeah, it was great to see him out there. I know everybody, you felt the electricity when 26 was out there and he got the football. And I think even more so than just seeing him, hearing him talk after the game right there about how he wants more work. Give him the football. 10 carries, not enough, and certainly Saquon knows that he wants to be a bigger part of this offense.
Yeah, he had that first play of the offense, too, today. Short week, though, as he mentioned. The Giants are turning it around. Thursday Night Football against Washington. First division game. Ryan Fitzpatrick went down, so it'll be Taylor Heineke at quarterback for Washington.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Right down 95. This is going to be a short week, as you mentioned, and they're not going to have a lot of time to correct all the mistakes that they made. They've got to look forward. I think offensively, another great front that they're going to face. Obviously, with Chase Young, that's going to be a great challenge. When you look at Montez Sweat as well, this is a very physical defense. So for the Giants, they need to fix things. They need to finish drives, find a way to get some points. No doubt Saquon is going to be a big part of that. He seems to always have big games against Washington.
Hey, you know what? That's when you want to have those big games. Thanks for hanging with us. For Sean O'Hara, I'm Madeline Burke. It's been Giants Post Game Live. Let's take a look, too, at how the Giants paid tribute 20 years after 9/11.
In sports, there's a first time for everything.
Anthony the rebound, and there's the first bucket in his Knick career.
Today, we're looking back at some of those rookie debuts, franchise records, and milestone moments you'll never forget.
And a lot of firsts here tonight. The waiting is over. The New York Rangers are the Stanley Cup champions, and this one will last a lifetime.
This is MSG Countdown. First timers. And if this is your first time